France is host of the 21st Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, also known as COP21. The conference is crucial because of the expected outcome. This anticipated outcome is a new international agreement on climate change to keep global warming below 2 degrees Celsius. Speaking as Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea and Chair of the Pacific Islands Forum, Mr. O'Neill said Pacific nations want to see countries agree to keep a temperature ceiling of below 1.5 degrees Celsius.
The time for talk is passing the world by. We must act now to save lives and protect communities. We must set targets and plans of action to reduce emissions. It will not be good enough, Mr. President, if countries walk away from Paris without a firm agreement being reached, particularly when we know that there is a momentum, there is goodwill to reach a binding agreement. The countries of the Pacific are seeking a legally binding agreement that sets temperature ceilings of well below 1.5 degrees Celsius.
He said PNG is, sadly, the home of the world's first climate refugees, where people of the Carteret Islands have been forced from their homes because of rising sea levels. Mr. O'Neill told the gathering that Pacific Island nations are facing extinction, even though, like any other people in the world, these countries have a right to exist.
This world. Again in the Pacific, lives have been lost to extreme drought and frost, and also the most devastating tropical storms recorded in recent history strike each year. This ongoing disaster, Mr. President, must be stopped, and support must be given to the victims of climate change so that they can rebuild their lives. We in this room today have the power to do so.
He announced that PNG has joined in the fight against global warming. He said PNG supports a Paris Agreement that anchors the REDD+ mechanism, describing it as one of the most cost-effective mitigation options available.
Papua New Guinea is committing millions of hectares of our forest for REDD+ initiative, and again taking part in the reforestation of hundreds and thousands of additional hectares of land. Papua New Guinea is only one of the very few countries in the world that has got a legislative framework so that we can combat climate change challenge.
Mr. O'Neill reiterated that the effects of climate change were real and reminded developed nations of their moral obligation to act. Deli Waigeno, National EMTV News.